Namaskar everyone and welcome to Sri Guru Gita this morning. And I see we have a Vrindavan group there. So a warm welcome to our Vrindavan group. Great to see all of you. So please enjoy our Guru Gita with us today. Of course, what a marvelous opportunity it is to sing this powerful song and to glorify the power that we have within us, to manage the human experience and to experience the divine inside of us. We call it the Guru Tattva, the Guru Principle. That's the song we are singing to. We are singing to ourselves the power we have within us, to lift ourselves from the darkness, from every limitation, and to come into the light. We have the power. Don't give your power away. Stay in your power. The song is about staying in your power. Every verse you chant is about liberation. It's about self. It's about the way to the self. It has been the path that took me to freedom. It's the path that can take you to freedom. Everything lies within you. Find your power. Live in your power. Stay in your power. Manifest your power. Because that which lies within you lies within everyone else. And the more you come into self, the more you're coming into the hearts of all. The more we can really unite our world across diversity, not otherwise. To believe all that we see with the human eyes or experience with the senses is to only live in limitation. We need to go deeper within to experience the inner space and to experience the deepest level of consciousness. So I welcome you this Sunday to an amazing experience of sound, of mantra, of meditation, and of course, my words to you. So we begin with the chanting of Sri Guru Gita, and join me and join us as we chant this beautiful song of wisdom, the song of love, the song of truth, the song of freedom. Om Guru. We begin. Om Namah Parvati Pate Hara 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 Mahadev. Om Guru Jaya Guru Om Guru Om Sachidananda Guru Om Guru Om Guru Jaya Guru Om Guru Om Sachidananda Guru Om Guru Om Guru Jaya Guru Om Guru Om Sachidananda Guru Om Guru Jaya Guru Nanda Guru Om Guru Jaya Guru Om Guru Sachidananda Guru Om Guru Om Guru Jaya Guru Om Sachidananda Guru Guru Jaya Guru Om Guru Om Sachidananda Guru Nityananda Sadguru Om Nityananda Sadguru Om Nityananda Sadguru Om Sadguru Om Nityananda Sadguru Om Sadguru Nityananda Sadguru Sadguru Om Guru Jaya Guru Satchidananda Guru Om Guru Jaya Guru Nityananda Sadguru Om Nityananda Sadguru Om Nityananda Sadguru Om Nityananda Sadguru Om Guru Om Guru Nityananda Sadguru Om Guru Nityananda Sadguru Om Guru Om Namah Parvati Pataya Hara 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 Mahadev Namah Svanantaya Sahasra Murtaye Sahasrapada Shishirarubhave Sahasranamne Purushaya Shashvate Sahasrakoti Yugadharine Namaha Om Namah Shivaya Gurave Satchidananda Murtaye Nishprapanchaya Shantaya Niralambaya Tejase Nityanandaya Gurave Shishya Samsara Harine Bhakta Kare Kadehaya Namaste Chit Sadatmane Om Sahana Bhavatu Sahana Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karva Vahe Tejasvina Vadhitamastu Ma Vidvisha Vahe Om Shanti 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 Om Namah Gurubhya Gurupadukabhyo Namah Parebhyah Parapadukabhyah Acharya Siddhe Shvarapadukabhyo Namo Namatri Gurupadukabhyah ह्रीङ्कार ह्रीङ्कार रहस्ययुक्ता ह्रीङ्कार बुधा तमः विभूत्य ओंकार मर्म प्रतिपादिनीभ्यां नमो नमस्ते गुरुपादुकाभ्यां होत्र ग्नेहवेश्य होत्रो ओमादि सर्वा कृतभासमानं यद्ब्रह्म तद्बोधावितारिणीभ्यां नमो नमस्ते गुरुपादुकाभ्यां कामादि सर्पा व्रजगारुडाभ्यां विवेक वैराग यानिधि प्रदाभ्यां बुधा प्रदाभ्यां द्रुतमोक्षदाभ्यां नमो नमस्ते गुरुपादुकाभ्यां अनंत संसार समुद्रतारा नौकायिताभ्यां स्थिरभक्तिदाभ्यां जड्याभिसंशो शनवारवाभ्यां नमो नमस्ते गुरुपादुकाभ्यां ॐ शान्ति 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 ॐ अस्य श्री गुरु गीता स्तोत्र मंत्रस्य भगवान् सदा शिवर्षिः अहं बीजं सह शक्तिक्रम कीलकं श्रीगुरुप्रसाद सिद्ध्यर्थे जपे विनियोगः तिक्तपत्रकमले दिव्य जगत्कारणे विश्वोत्कीर्णमने कदे अनिलये तद्योतं पदशाम्भवं तु चरणं दीपान्कुरग्राहिणं प्रत्यक्षाक्षरविग्रहं गुरुपदं ध्यायेत् विभुं शाश्वतम् सुत उवाच कैलासशिखरे रम्ये भक्तिसन्धाननायकम् त्रिदेवी उवाच ॐ नमो देवदेवेश परात्परा जगद्गुरो सदाशिव महादेवा दीक्षां प्रदेहि मे केन मार्गेण भो स्वामिन् देहि ब्रह्मामयो भवे नमामि चरणौ तव ईश्वर उवाच ममारूपासि देवी त्वं त्वत्प्रीत्यर्थं वदाम्यहम् दुर्लभं त्रिषु लोकेषु तच्छृणुष्व वदाम्यहम् वेदशास्त्र पुराणानि इतिहासादिकानि च Shaiva Shakta Gamadini Anyani Vividhani Cha Yagyo Vratam Tapodanam Japasthirtam Tathaiva Cha Gurur Bhudyat Mano Nanyat Satyam Satyam Na Samshayah Gudha Vidya Jagan Maya Dehe Chagyana Sambhava Guru Murtim Smare Nitya Guru Nama Sada Jape Ananya Chintayanto Mam Sulabham Paramam Padam Gukarastvan Dhakarascha Rukarasteja Uchate Gukara Pratamo Varna Maya Diguna Bhasaka Gurur Brahma Gurur Vishnu Gurur Devo Maheshwara Hetave Jagatameva Samsarana Vasetave Agyana Timirandhyasya Gyananjana Shalakaya Yat Satyena Jagat Satya Yat Prakashena Bhati Tat Yasya Sthitya Satyamedam Yad Bhati Bhana Rupata Yena Chetayate Hidam Chitam Chetayate Nayam Yasya Gyana Didam Vishvam Nadrishyam Bhena Bherataha Yasyamatam Tasya Matam Matam Yasyana Verasaha Yasya Karana Rupasya Karya Rupena Bhati Yat Nana Rupa Midam Sarva Nakena Pyasta Bhenata Gukaram Cha Gunatitam Rukaram Rupa Varjitam Atranetra Sarva Sakshi Achatur Bahur Achuta Ayam Ayan Jalirabadho Daya Sagara Vridhaye Triguru Paramam Rupam Viveka Chakshushamritam Abhyaite Sakale Sudirghamanile Vyadhi Prade Dushkare Pranayama shateraneka karane Dukhatmakirduchaye Vinashyati bali Swadesika Shaiva Sharira Chintanam Avedanantasya Shivasya Chintanam Yasmad Anugraham Ladva Mahadagyanam Mutrije Akat Hari Trek Habje Sahasradala Mandale Sakala Bhuvana Trishte Kalpita Shesha Pushtir Nikhila Nigama Drishti Sampadam Vyartha Drishti Tatpadakaka Drishtir Bhavaguna Sakala Bhuvana Ranga Stapanas Ambayashti Sakaruna Rasa Vrishti Tatmamala Samashti Agni Shuddha Samam Tata Jwala Parichakadhiya Pachumritirtaha Tade Jate Tanai Jate Tadure Tatsamipake Ajoham Ajaroham Cha Anadini Dhanasvayam Apurvanam Param Nitya Swayam Jyotir Naramayam Mananam Yad Bhavam Karyam Tadvadami Mahamate Akhanna Mandalakaram Vyapyam Yena Characharam Yasya Smarana Matrena Jnanam Utpadyate Swayam Chaitanyam Shashvatam Shantam Vyomatitam Niranjanam Stavaram Jangamam Chaiva Tatha Chaiva Characharam Jnana Shakti Samarudha Tattvamala Vibhushita Aneka Janma Samprapta Sarva Karma Vidahine Naguradikam Tatvam Naguradikam Tapaha Manatha Sri Jagannatha Madguru Sri Jagadguru Dhyanamulam Guru Murte Pujamulam Guru Padam Dhyanam Trino Mahadevi Sarvananda Pradayakam Trimat Parabrahma Gurum Smarami Trimat Parabrahma Gurum Vadami Brahmanandam Paramasukhadam Kevalam Jnanamurtim Dvamvatitam Gagana Satrisham Tatvamasya Dilaksham Nityam Shadham Nirabhasam Nirakaram Niranjanam Anandamanandakaram Prasanam Jnana Swarupam Nijabodhayuktam Yasmin Trishte Tite Dvamsa Negrahanugrahatmakam Guru Darshit Margena Manashidhim Tukariye Gyayam Sarva Swarupam Cha Jnanam Cha Manauchate Humkarena Navaktavya Pragyai Shishyaikathanchana Munnebe Panagai Vapi Suraiva Shapito Yati Mantra Raja Midam Devi Guru Rityaksharadvayam Nityam Brahma Nirakaram Nirgunam Bodhayet Param Guru Krupa Prasadena Atmaramam Nirikshaye Abrahmastamba Paryanta Paramatma Swarupakam Vandeham Satchidananda Bheratitam Sada Gurum Parat Parataram Dhyayam Nityam Anandakarakam Spadika Pratima Rupa Drishyate Darpane Yatha Angushtamatra Purusham Dhyayatyashchinmayam Hriye Agocharam Tathagamyam Nama Rupa Vivarjitam Yatha Gandha Subhavena Karpura Kusumarishu Swayam Tadha Vido Bhutva Atavyam Yatra Kutrachit Tadrisham Guru Dhyanam Tatha Kridva Swayam Brahmamayo Bhave. Tre Parvati Uvacha. Pindam Kim To Mahadeva Padam Kim Samudahritam. Tre Mahadev Uvacha. Pindam Kundalini Shakti Padam Hamsa Mudahritam. Pinne Mukta Pade Mukta Rupe Mukta Varanane. Swayam Sarva Mayo Bhutva Param Tattvam Vilokaye. Labdham va dhana labdham va swalpam va bahulam tatha. Sarvagya paramitya hur dehi sarvamayo buddha. Yatra vetishtate sopi sadeja punya bhajanam. Annena yad bhavet karyam tad vadami mahamate. Laukikat karmano yanti jnana hina bhavarnavam. Edam to bhakti bhavena bhattate trinute yadi. Guru Gitatmakam Devi Shuddha Tattvam Mayoditam. Guru Gita Sharaikam to Mantra Rajam Mam Jape. Ananta Palamapnoti Guru Gita Japena tu. Kalam Ritu Bhaya Haram Sarva Sankara Nashanam. Mahavyari Haram Sarva Vibhuti Siddhidam Bhave. Mohanam Sarva Bhutanam Bandha Muksha Karam Bhave. Asidham sadhyet karyam navagraha bhayapaham. Sarvabadha prashamanam Sarvabadha prashamanam Dharmata kama mokshadam. Kamitasya kamadhenu kalpana kalpaparapah. Sarvam mangala karukam moksha hetur jape nitya moksha triyam vapnuya. Atha kamya jape sthanam Khatayami varanane. Tabahari haralaye Sarvadevalaye goshte Sarvadevalaye shubhe. Dhatre muleva Mate vrindavane tatha. Pavitra nirmalistane Nityanushtana topeva. Namaunena Japam Etam Samachare Samsara Malana Shartham Bhava Pashan Vrittaye Guru Gitam Dasni Snanam Saevacha Guru Sakshat Sada Sadbrahma Vittamah Tasya Snanan Sarvani Samshayaha Sarva Shuddha Pavitrausa Swabhavariyat Pratisthate Tatra Deva Kshitrapithe Samudra Chayat Atoyam Shirak Shiram Grite Gritam Bhine Kumbhe Tataiva Jnani Jivatma Paramatma Niliyate Aikena Ramate Jnani Evam Vedo Mahamukta Sarvada Vartate Buddha Prayatnena Sarvasandeha Rahita Mukto Bhavati Parvati Vayam Tasya Jivagrecha Anena Pranina Sarve Guru Gita Japena Tu Siddhim Prapnuvanti Satyam Satyam Punah Satyam Dharmyam Sankyam Ayoditam Mata Dhanya Pita Dhanya Dhanya Vamcha Kulam Tatha Vasudha Devi Guru Bhakti Japena Jayamapnoti Shananta Phalamapnuya Japam Hina Sanam Kurvan Hina Karma Phala Pradam Sangramere Pushankate Japanjam Avapnoti Marane Mukti Dayakam Hatteva Bhagavachittaya Tradha Bhakti Utaya Cha Samsara Sagara Samudharanaika Mantram Brahmadi Deva Muni Pujita Siddha Mantram Iti Sri Skanda Purane Uttarakhande Ishvara Parvati Samvade Guru Gita Samatta Shri Gurudeva Charanaratanamastu Durjana Sajana Bhuya Sajana Shantima Apnuya Swasti Prajapya Paripalayantam Yayena Marge Namahi Mahishah Kale Varshatu Parjaniya Prithvi Shasya Shalini Sarve Bhavantu Sukhina Sarve Santu Niramayah सर्वस्तरतु दुर्गानि सर्वो भद्राणि पश्यतु। स्वस्ति मातृ पितॄनो अस्तु स्वस्ति गोभ्यो जगते पुरुषेभ्यः विश्वं सुभूतं सुविधात्रं नवस्तु योगे दृश्यमसूर्यम् ॐ शान्ति शान्ति आरती करूं सद्गुरु की करूं सद्गुरु की प्यारे गुरु की आरती करूं गुरु की आरती। जय गुरुदेव अमला देना चे ज्ञान रूप करके बात पग पग पर देते प्रकाश जैसे दिन कर की जब से शरण तुम्हारे आए अमृत से मीठे फल पाए। शरण तुम्हारे क्या है छाया कल्पा वृक्ष सरोवर की आरती गुरु के। ब्रह्म ज्ञान के पूर्ण प्रकाशक योग ज्ञान के अतल प्रवर्तक पूर्ण प्रकाशक योग ज्ञान के जय गुरु चरण सरोज साधि यथा हमारे और के आरती आरती करूं गुरु की करूं गुरु की प्यारे करके अंधकार से हमें निकाला दिखलाया है अमर उजाला। कब से जाने ठान रहे थे, ठाक सुनो डर डर के। संशयमित विवेक कराय, भवसागर से पार लगाया। अमर प्रदीप जला कर कर दीनिशा, दूर सतन के आरती। आरती कर प्यारे हर की। भेदों बीच अभेद बताया, आवागमन विमोक्ष कराया। धन्य हुए हम आकर धारा, ब्रह्म ज्ञान निर्झर के आरती। करके आरती। करो कृपा सद्गुरु जगतार, सच पथ दर्शक भ्रांति निवार। जाया हो नित्य ज्योति दिखलाने, पाल लीला धर की। नित्यानंद सद्गुरु दाता, शक्तिपात के दिव्य प्रदाता। करके वास गणेश पुरे, भव पार हर ले जन के आरती। आरती करूं सद्गुरु की करूं, सद्गुरु की प्यारे गुरु बरके आरती करूं गुरु बरके ओम चैतन्यम शाश्वतं शांतं व्योमातीतं निरंजनं नादबिंदु फलातीतं तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः Shri Krishna Govinda Hare Murare He Nath Narayana Vasudeva Hare Krishna Govinda Hare Murare He Nath Narayana Vasudeva 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 Ahena Anarayana Vasudeva Ahena Anarayana Vasudeva Govinda Hare Murare He Natha Narayana Vasudeva Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Today I'll begin my meditation with a little talk, a little guidance. You know, if I have to hold this glass to fill it, I have to hold this glass firmly, that I may bring water into it. So I have to hold this glass firmly if I'm going to throw water into it. If I don't hold that glass firmly, you can imagine what will happen. So with this hand, I'm pouring. With this hand, I'm holding the glass. And why do I say this to you? Because when you are channeling energies with the power of intention, intention comes, it's willpower. It's called Ichha Shakti. Ichha is will. Shakti is power. In Sanskrit, it's called Ichha Shakti. And we as souls, we have Jnana Shakti, which is the power of knowledge. We have Ichha Shakti, which is the power of will. And we have Kriya Shakti, which is the power of doing. Now, in meditation, one of the things that we use, and we need to use it powerfully, we need to understand it, It's the power of intention. The power of intention is the power to generate waves and waves of energy, quantum energy, whether you're doing it from your heart, whether you're doing it from your mind with a very powerful positive intention, and whether you're doing it with the power of gut as well, gut, heart, and mind. In the Chinese thinking, they speak about the dantians. The lower dantian, the middle dantian, and the upper dantian. 3 dantians, that they're places of power. So the first thing I do in meditation is to hold my body in my mind. So the same way I hold a glass firmly, I hold my body in my mental field. So my bones are in my mental field. My brain is in my mental field. My skin is in my mental field. My heart is in my mental field. My liver is in my mental field. My spleen is in my mental field. My kidneys are in my mental field. My reproductive system is in my mental field. All cells are in my mental field. How do I know my cells? The warmth in my body. They are producing the warmth. And how do I know them again? I can locate my heart in my consciousness. I can locate my liver in my consciousness. I can locate my spleen in my consciousness. And the more I understand the location of organs and how they feel in my body, then the more awareness I have of where they are and how they perform. So we need to hold all of these cells and organs in our mental field. Now the mental field is a quantum field. It's a field where you can generate waves and waves of mental power. It's a quantum field. Quantum means energy waves. So your subtle body with chakras, and even if you don't know chakras, you know the mind. You know the mind power. You know the emotional power. We use it all the time in diplomacy, in relationships, mind power. You can create powerful thoughts. We use it for propaganda as well. Brainwashing, as we say. We use emotional power in negotiations. And we use vital power. We use gut power where we can hold a strong voice, a strong posture, a strong steer. So we need to understand these powers that we have and hold the entire field in the mental power. So that's the first thing that I do. I hold my entire body in that mental field. So that becomes a whole, like how I hold a glass. And if I were to, and then I go to my root because it allows me to hold my physicality, my physical body in my energy field. And even if you don't feel perineum power yet in terms of energy, you can feel it muscularly. If you hold the area muscularly, you are with your body. When you hold your reproductive area firmly, you enter the sacral chakra and the whole of that area. When you open the belly and you hold the belly firmly, you enter the center of the gut. And those of us who do core exercises, we know that power. And when you come into the heart emotionally and you center there, there's a little energetic knot. If you don't feel it, go to the center of the emotion. And then you begin to hold that area in your consciousness, emotion. You know how love feels, you know how sadness feels, you know how anger feels, you know how resistance feels, you know how unforgiveness feels. You know how bitterness feels, you know how aggression feels, you know how anger feels. All these are emotions. And you are carried away by them, you are held in them. So don't say you don't know where the root of emotion is. It's right in the center of the chest. And you hold peacefulness and communication and space by going to your throat. And you center in the mind. You hold the mind firmly. When you get to the medulla, you get to the third eye, and you can begin to feel some kind of centering here at the center of the eyebrows. And if you don't yet feel that little knot, that center of where the nadis meet, put your attention there. So attention is extremely important. How attentive you are to your body, how attentive you are to your body cells, how attentive you are to the emotions, to the mental wave, to the mental patterns, to the vitality of the core, to the vitality of the root and the reproductive area. You need to know this. This is your body. So the heart of meditation is this art of holding everything in the field of your attention, because it's the field of the mind. And then you hold the entire field in a quiet mind. A quiet mind is more attentive. Move away from the noisiness of thoughts, and then you are able to see everything clearly in the field. These are fundamentals of meditation. If you don't get this right, you can't go deeper. And then the most beautiful thing is, when you hold the body firmly, you hold the mind firmly. You hold the emotional center firmly. You hold the gut firmly. You can generate waves and waves of energy. I love you, my body. I love you, my body. I love you, my liver. I love you, my eyes. I love you, my every cell. Then it makes sense. And if you repeat it, that's how you generate the waves. I love you. I love you. I love you. And with every I love you, it's a wave generator. I love you. I love you. I love you. I love you. I love you, my body. So with every repetition, you're generating waves. That's what I do. I generate a smile and lovingness with every breath. I choose a breath as my timer. So with every breath I take, I'm loving my body. I'm getting to the center of love, holding my whole entire body in my attention. I breathe into the center of love, lovingly, and then I shower my body with that love in the out breath. I breathe in again to the center of love, lovingly, and then I shower my body again. And if I want to get to my bone marrow, I breathe out or breathe in, either one, and get to the bones. From skin to bones. So on the in-breath I can do it, skin to bone, and on the out-breath, bone to skin. And I'm holding these waves of energy, of prana, that goes from the skin to the bone, from the skin to the bone, and I hold bone awareness, strong bones. And then you are getting to the bone marrow. So can you get to the bone marrow? Yes, you can. With your mind and with your prana. So no part of your body can escape you. This is how I meditate. I get to the very root of where I want to project prana. I hold it in my mind, and I generate waves and waves of prana. Waves and waves. I can use an affirmation, or I don't need to use the affirmation, because the affirmation is already etched in my mind. I just generate this wave, 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 whether it's love, whether it's energy to my bone, whether it's holding by every cell in this powerful field of prana. Continuously, I give attention to the liver or to the spleen, and I continuously produce these waves inside. That's called channeling. But to channel, you need firm attention to what you are channeling to. You need to hold it, grab it with your attention. That is the secret to meditation. And then when everything becomes energized, you can just revel. Just bask in that phase, in that space of balance, of having nourished everything. And you can center deeper and deeper into your source being, just enjoying the ananda that's there through grace. And if it's difficult to find in your own individual field, just connect to mind. Mind is always open to you. No matter what I am doing, that vast field continues to be in my consciousness. I live and move and have my being in there. So can you. So here is where we go into the meditation. Now you have the technique, and some of you are already doing it. So let's go into this field of meditation. Center in the mental space. It's the most powerful space of being. Use the breathing to center. Each time you breathe in, get to the very center of being. Each time you breathe out, just let go of every stress that might be there. Or just shower your entire being with the beautiful energies that you have centered into. Use the power of intention. So with every intention, with every breath, you express your intention towards the object of your meditation. But first ensure that you are centered in peacefulness. Every breath should take you into peace. Every breath has power. Every breath. Breath is life. Every breath has power. It draws sustaining oxygen to the body, and it draws prana into your vital system. Now I've given you the technique, so stay with me in the silence as I get into my own practice of nourishing every level of being. Now extend your awareness to the physical body, to the elements of nature in the body, and to nature around you. Just extend your consciousness, your mind, to hold an extended field of your environment, your physical environment. To do so, you need to get to the field of the body first, that you may feel the elements of nature within the body and extend that experience to the external field that the body is connected to. There's the earth element in the body, the solidness of the body. There's the water element in the body. There's a fire element in the body. There's the air element in the body, and there's the space element. As you begin to experience this within the body, as you open up your awareness, extend that field to the environment. So the body and the environment becomes one. And open your field of love and peace and harmony to the external. In the awareness of harmonious coexistence with all of life, all of nature. And extend the breath so that you may deepen the experience of the gross world. Bring more oxygen into the lungs. Belly breathing, chest breathing. Open the shoulders to breathe fully. Observe how the physical senses are energized. You become more aware of taste, smell, of touch, of seeing and hearing. Observe how the senses are heightened. Just enjoy pulling the air into the lungs and pushing the air out. Celebrating nature and its bounty. And now I'm going to do the Om sound, but allow this Om sound to vibrate at every level of being. Physical level, vital level, emotional level. The hearing level, space. Mental level. Let the healing sound of Om, energizing sound of Om, vibrate through your entire body. So let's breathe out slowly through the mouth. In through the nose. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. So that was my meditation with you. It's instructions that you need to listen to again and again until you can hear it in your head. More than that, until you experience it fully, that you don't need an instruction. Anytime you feel out of it, just listen to a video of mine again until you feel that connection. Then you can forget the video. That's just to feel connected to the field. All power is within you. Don't give your power away. By believing things that you hear or read gullibly without thinking. Test everything. Test everything until it becomes part of your experience. Then you know in your own experience it's a truth. All the things around you, all the relationships, all your acquisitions, everything around you is meant for the evolution of your consciousness. Nothing else. If you try to control it, you try to possess it, it's going to move away from your hands. Remember what the Christ said so beautifully? Do not lay your treasures upon this earth. Meaning the same thing I said. Where moth and rust will corrupt and destroy, and where thieves will break through and steal. How wise. But lay your treasures in heaven, the inner space, where neither moth nor rust can corrupt or destroy, nor where thieves can break through and steal. For where your treasure is, there your heart will be, there your whole being will be. If your treasure is on the inside, is seeking freedom, joy, the experience beyond limitations. If your treasure is there, that's where your heart will be. And if your treasure is in the world, then you're going to hopelessly experience the seesaw of life. And you know, it's not by escaping life that this will happen. Freedom will come. It's by being in the heart of life. Be in it, but not of it. Remember those words? Be in it, but not of it. So you can be in the noisiest of places and be totally silent in your inner being. You could be in the midst of the city and feel that you're in a cave. Because the inside of you is like a cave. It is distinctly two worlds. In it you can manage. You can learn to manage. That's where you need to lay your treasure. Outer world is completely changing. In an instant you can get news that devastates you, if you're caught. And it's not by leaving the body your soul becomes free. Because when it becomes disembodied, Its ignorance continues at the other level. Doesn't know where to go. Needs to be guided, needs to be quarantined, needs to be cleaned up, needs to be counseled. That's what happens on the other side. The work has to be done here. The more you can evolve here, the easier the journey is on the other side. And for those of you who begin to live in the light here, it's going to be celebratory on the other side. You're going to rise in the light. So when the body is unburdened, ignorance is not. So whilst in the body, whilst in the karmic play that is perfectly orchestrated, you need to forge the freedom of your soul. That's what the journey is about. Forge the freedom of your soul whilst in the body and whilst in the human experience and whilst engaged in the perfect karmic play. Do you think the universe is stupid? Do you think the universe has forgotten you, as some of you tend to think? Do you think that the universe makes mistakes? Absolutely not. It is communicating with you every time. When you lose your balance, it creates a misery and shows you. It responds to you in misery, pain, problems. When you're going the wrong way with your relationships, you see what happens. When you go the wrong way with your emotions, see what happens. When you go the wrong way with your thinking, see what happens. Darkness comes, not light. You need to go walk the way of the light. And don't say, I don't know. There is so much literature, so much videos, so much information. All that is required is your dedication and devotion to learning and to practicing. Freedom is yours. The universe is yours. If only you would own it. Swami Vivekananda said in a beautiful poem, the Song of the Sannyasin, he says, thine is the hands that hold the rope that drags thee on. He said, let go thy hold. Let go thy hold. And he says it in the poem, let go thy hold, sannyasin bold. Say, Om Tat Sat Om. Tat Sat. The truth is in the transcendence. Thine only is the hold, holds the rope that drags thee on. Let go thy hold, sannyasin bold. Say, Om Tat Sat Om. As a young man, when I read that, I felt this is my song. I need to let go that hold. It was a beautiful and inspiring poem for me. It's in your hands. Seek and you shall find. Knock and it shall be open. The doors to knowledge may seem closed, but they are not. Everything may seem to be out of order, but it isn't. Seek the wisdom to understand. The Bible says, wisdom is the greatest thing. Seek wisdom. And it says, with all I get understanding. The Hindus pray every day before the sun, the Gayatri. asking the Supreme Light to shine in the intellect, the source of intelligence. Om Bhurvosva Tat Saviturvarenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yona Prachodayat. Dhiyo is the center of intelligence, the intellect. Prachodayat is the illumine. Om Bhurvosva covers all the light that is within every chakra. Tat Savitur Varenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi. I meditate on that transcendent light that is divine and sin cleansing. Let that light illumine my intellect, my center of intelligence. I delight in these. And of course, you know how I delight in the Mahamrityunjaya. That is the freedom one. Mahamritat. And don't keep immortality from me, we are saying to the Supreme. It's a demand. Mahamritat. Ma-amritat. It says, literally, don't withhold from me immortal consciousness. This is what makes me free, unburdened. And beautifully says, Sugandhim Pushtivardhanam. Sugandhim means the fragrance that emanates from your being. Let it nourish me and make me thrive. It's so beautiful. Urvarukam eva bandhanan mrityod mokshya. Free me from all attachments that are unhealthy and free me from disease. And even free me from mortal consciousness, it says. Mrityu or mokshya. And then it says beautifully and boldly, Ma-amritat. Do not withhold from me immortality. I delight in mantras, as you know. So this is my Sunday wisdom to you. It's not just what I've read and learned. It's what I experience. That is what gives power to all the things, to the poem, to the words of wisdom from the Bible, the wisdom of the mantras. It's my experience that has brought power into it. So my wish for you is that you live every moment in seeking freedom. Observe everything that holds you back, every limitation, and have zero tolerance for it. Of course, compassion. But zero tolerance for staying in the darkness. Don't be frustrated. The journey is perfectly orchestrated. Meet every step with wisdom. Meet every step with wisdom. Don't look up the ladder. Stay with the step before you. Looking up the ladder is frustrating, especially if you're tired and weary from being battered by the universe. Stay with the next step. Stay with it, stay with it, stay with it, stay with it. Before you know it, you're up there. Because every step higher gives you a different view. Every floor of an apartment building gives a different view. Think of this apartment building and what every floor can do. So too, with the karmic play, you have steps. Right before you, your life is orchestrated. Use the relationships. Use the challenges before you and let it take you to the next step. More than anything else, hold on to the hand of grace that is extended to you. Hold on to it. Don't let it go. I think I've given you enough. It's not how much I say, it's how much you receive. I hope you've received a lot. Happy Sunday, everybody. Wherever you are in our beautiful world. My soul bows to you. Namaskar.